As you can see, I'm looking rough. I was working from my desk, working from home, and I just decided to just turn on my camera and like share some of my books that I'm packing away for my move. So I wasn't like, I ain't even put no chapstick on my, okay? I'm raw, just raw, right? So this is Bailey's Cafe, but I didn't read this one yet, but you know, I know this is a classic. I believe Gloria Nyla is from Barbados, or am I getting her mixed up with Jamaica Kincaid? Sorry if I am, but The Woman of Brewster Place and Mama Day. Mama Day was really good. It was like, I think it was some kind of like supernatural stuff, blah blah blah. You to the second power. It's like how to take, it's like a high velocity formula for multiplying your personal effectiveness in quantum leaps. Like just taking a jump, like a leap of faith and not even thinking about it, just like going for it. So that's what I love about that book. And I have to read it a few times just to kind of remind myself of The House on Mingo Street. This is my second copy. The other copy has an orange cover. And I already boxed up. I got 1, 2, 3. This is my 4th box of books. And because I love books. I love books. And if I would have kept all the books that I had, I probably would have had like 8 boxes. But this one, The House on Mango Street, I like the way Sandra, I believe that's her name. Sandra, I like the way she wrote these short stories because it kind of showed me where, you know, you can write short stories. You don't have to write these long, big, giant novels. Like you take writing classes. We say writing in New York. You know, ain't nobody saying OT. Writing, we don't do that. We go writing. So let me turn on some light. It's getting late. It's getting late. So what happens is, what I like about so you take these writing classes, like I was saying, and in these writing classes, you know, they have this structure and this way of writing that can make you overthink writing. You start thinking, see, I said writing. It'll make you overthink it, and you'll hesitate on bringing your own style because you're trying to write the way this one told you to write, or write the way that one told you to write. And so one of the things that I really did take away from different writers was to be more descriptive. Okay, so I got this book here. A Babalao told me about this book. And I haven't really sat down, I ain't gonna lie, and really finished this book. Not even halfway, because it's so much information, so much to take in. Let's see if I could give you a piece of this book. The integration of Oyo into the Ife-centric Ebi fraternity, political sphere, and ritual field. See, this is like some deep stuff. It's some deep, deep stuff. It's like you got to go back to school to really take in all of this stuff that some people have really learned and over their lifetime. And so that's why when I ran across, when I discovered or was gifted with the teachings of Malidoma Patrice Somé, when I first found, the first book I read of his was The Healing Wisdom of Africa. And when I discovered that book, what I loved about it is that he just wanted you to commune with your ancestors. He wanted you to connect with nature. Just make it simple. He just wanted you to realize that you were not separate from anything in nature. He just wanted you to especially connect with your ancestors. And he didn't make it complicated. I remember when he talked about like a personal shrine. It's like he just said, bring a glass of water to an altar with some pictures of your ancestors and just talk to them every morning and let them know what you need their assistance with. Light a candle. I don't even think he says light a candle. And it's just basic for those of us who can't go to Africa, can't take these elaborate classes, can't, do all these different things, find it difficult to find time to do all these things. And instead of you hesitating and trying to overthink it like we tend to do in our society, Melodoma Patrice Somé just made it so simple for me. So that's why I will always, like a lot of us, pay my respects to this elder, Melodoma Patrice Somé, because I get a book like this and I'm overwhelmed. And when I think about classes and some people charging like thousands and thousands of dollars for me to get knowledge I already have. But sometimes spiritual things that are happening or learning and teaching and growth that you should get, you can't get it in school. You can't get that in school. And sometimes things are happening right in front of you and you don't even get the memo because you're so high that you don't even see things or feel because you may be caught up in your title. So anyway, that's a book that was recommended to me from Babalawo, and that's all. And so, because I really feel like some things you can't learn in a book, but it was informative, right? The book was to be informative. Now, this book, I don't even remember who told me about this, but I enjoyed it. Ma'at Philosophy. This one I underlined a lot. I understood. Things made sense to me. Let's see. Let me give you a piece of what I underlined in this book. Now, I don't have on my readers, so these are not readers. The task of the aspirant is to go beyond the fears of human existence. This is done by adopting the study of spiritual teachings and reflecting upon them, then with the assistance of the spiritual preceptor. Gradually, you will discover an occupation that resonates with your internal feeling. You will find something that you would do even if you were not paid. When this happens, you will not be motivated by selfish motives, and the work itself will be rewarding to you and to society. That which I'm doing right now is something that I would do even if I was not paid, because it makes me feel good to share something that has helped me. Like, I have not really asked people to subscribe. I haven't really asked people to, I feel funny when I say, okay, buy me a cup of coffee, or I'll say, different things like that. Give a like, subscribe, because I just want to share. Because I know, and as you get older and you realize you have people out there who feel the way you feel, and it's pockets of them in different places. You don't meet them in big crowds. Even if you go to like say you go to a festival for Oshun or Obatala or whatever, because I've been to an Obatala festival. I won't say where. And not one kakafat woman did talk to me. So I don't follow what I see with my eye. I follow what I feel. And sometimes you find yourself talking to people, and people with their naked eye will look and say, well, what does she find in common with them? You cannot see what I feel. And so you don't even need to explain to people why you connect with certain people or why you connect with that person over there. You don't need to do that. You need to just let your spirit be your guide. So see, I just offered something that I underlined, and I felt I didn't know what I was going to share, but look how good that was. Here's another something. You must understand that if you choose an occupation or career, just to make money, or because you have been told that some particular profession is in demand, etc. You may make some money at it, but you will end up being miserable and disappointed with the work you have chosen, as well as your life in general. Your career will truly become work. It will not be fulfilling because you are not doing it out of the goodness of your heart. Eventually, it will become a struggle and a burden. Also, you will not develop divine qualities and mental peace, which will lead you toward enlightenment, such as patience, contentment, forgiveness, universal love, compassion, etc. Now, I found that to be worth underlining. But I believe that if that's the case, like say if you have a job that you do for money, because that's what you fell into before you understood that you should be doing something more purposeful and more enjoyable, right? And make money at the same time doing what you love. Say if this happens to you, I feel like you should carve out some time and make some room to do that what you love. Even if it's part-time, even if it's after work, even if it's in the evening, or on the weekend. Just make sure you tap into that what you love, or you're going to feel just like what they just said. You're going to feel like it's a burden. So, okay, so that's one of the books that I'm going to pack away right now. And this I bought and I shared on my channel. The Journey to the Sacred Garden, A Guide to Travel in the Spiritual Realms. Hank Wasserman. And this was pretty good. And I got this in Goodwill. And I just happened to look through it and I said, okay, this looks pretty interesting. Let me see what I underlined that I felt was pretty good. Ooh, okay, here we go. All right. All right, this is what I found. Several strongly held knowns can be found among virtually all shamans and spiritual walkers of the world. Among them, we can all draw upon mysterious, compassionate forces in the inner spiritual realms who are willing to help us in various ways. And number 2, these sympathetic spirits are not all powerful. They need our help in opening up a bridge or a channel between their reality and ours in order for them to be of service to us. And I wrote, our ancestors knew this. Thank you for the reminder. I'm trying to say, listen, we knew this before you put this in a book. Anyway, so I went all the way to the back. I mean, I had some other stuff that I underlined, but when I got all the way like to the back of the book, right? At the very last section, right here in the book. For confirmation, see Malidoma Patrice Somme's The Healing Wisdom of Africa. What is going on? Finding life purpose through nature, ritual, and community. That is the last thing he mentioned right here before talking about shamanic training workshops. I mean, I'm like, okay. I did not know that when I bought this book in the consignment shop. That's a keeper. All right, what else we have here? Creative Ideas. This is by Ernest Holmes with a foreword by Julia Cameron. Now, I went to Julia Cameron's writing workshop, and it was, she was basically talking about her book that I packed away, The Artist's Way. You gotta read it. Yeah, you gotta read it. I thought I might have underlined something in this book. I think I highlighted something over here. But Julia, her workshop wasn't like a regular writing workshop. It was very spiritual, and I walked away feeling like okay, I can write. So I started getting up every morning and doing her, what she called morning pages, 3 pages of freehand writing, 3 pages without thinking about it. Just let your hand just glide across that page without thinking about punctuation, spelling, or anything like that. I actually used to start on the very top above the margin, take over the whole page all the way to the bottom, and then turn it over, do the back, then do the next page. I need to go through those morning pages to find the gems, because when you wake up early, when it's quiet and you do your writing, spirit takes over. And when you look back and you read what you wrote, you're not going to even recognize yourself in those writings. You're going to say, what took over? Trust me on that. New ideas and creativity are mine. Okay, since God is all there is, the only presence, the only power, and the only mind or intelligence, when we conceive a new idea, we are thinking directly from the creativity of God. It is not our isolated, limited human personality that projects this new idea. We are merely the instrument through which this projection takes place. God is the only creator. There is nothing else besides. God is both the inventor of a game and those who play it, the author and the actor, the song and the singer. Out of the limitless creativity of God, I accept the flow of new ideas. My whole consciousness is alive, awake, and aware to them. I am impregnated with new ideas, and they shall bear fruit according to the divine pattern contained within them. Today, I expect new ways of doing things. I expect everything in my experience to enlarge, deepen, and broaden. I expect more good, more enthusiasm, more accomplishment than ever before. There now opens up before me a world of new ideas, new thoughts, new people, and new situations. Today is a new beginning. The divine influx now makes this day expansive and expressive of the creative source of all things. Creative ideas. Now, this is one of her books, right? And I got this little one, A Writer's Life. And I have another book. I have about 4 of her books, but this one is just like a pocket size. I put this in my purse sometime, just to remind myself of how much I love writing. So let me see. I have a page here that's curled. I have a little, yes. When people wonder what makes some writing readable and other writing less so, they are centering on the issue of stakes. Stakes are the answer to the question, why should I care? Why should I care? Is always the question a reader brings to reading a piece of work. Answering that question and answering it promptly and fully is what we mean when we talk about establishing the stakes. For my money, beautiful writing that ignores the question of stakes is beautiful writing that soon becomes boring. So that's her. And Warrior Light. Rising to Your Destiny. I'm not sure. I bought this book a while ago by Paulo Coelho. Let's see if I found something to underline. I don't really remember reading this book, but let's see. I always believe everything anyone tells me, and I'm always disappointed, his companion says. A warrior of the light is not afraid of disappointments because he knows the power of his sword and the strength of his love. It is important to trust people. However, he imposes certain limits. It is one thing to accept God's signs and to know that the angels use the mouths of other people to give us advice. It's quite another to be incapable of making decisions and to be always looking for ways of letting others tell us what we should do. A warrior trusts other people because first and foremost, he trusts himself. I think that's pretty powerful. I think that was pretty powerful. So wisdom comes from many sources. Here's another book I bought this, Welcoming the Unwelcome. This was good, I remember. And I read this a while ago. Let me see, but let's see what I might have underlined in this book. Oh, I wrote a lot of notes on this one. Even if someone humiliates you and denounces you in front of a crowd of people, think of this person as your teacher and humbly honor him. When someone treats us in such an unkind way, our natural reaction is to think of them as an enemy, along with any number of negative labels. But for the Bodhisattva, this humiliator and denouncer can be a great teacher. Okay, let's see what I have here. This was a pretty good. Don't let yourself act in a way that brings pain to other people. When you become conscious, the first thing you discover is why you stayed unconscious all those years. Being conscious means you really have to feel what you feel, which is frequently very vulnerable and raw. Now, always putting others first sometimes can be hard. And telling people that things to me that honors what I feel and trying to balance out how not to hurt the person, because sometimes you say things and your intention is not to hurt them, but you hurt them anyway. I feel you could only be responsible for your intention. But if your intentions was not to hurt the person, then, this I won't take to heart. As far as don't hurt people, try your best. I mean, you can try your best, but sometimes it's very hard not to cause people pain. Our bravery, our kindness, our ability to care about and reach out to others, all our best human quality come out of that space. So, wisdom. When we are able to hold the rawness of vulnerability in our hearts, we can use that energy to create poetry, writing, dance, music, and song. Learning how to fail will help us more than anything else in life. In the next 6 months, the next year, the next 10 years, the next 20 years, for as long as we live, until we drop dead. When we fail, in other words, when things don't work out the way we want them to, we feel our vulnerability in a raw and powerful way. Our uncomfortable ego tries to escape from that rawness. One of the most common methods is to blame our failure on something outside of us. All right, we're going to put that one away too. And 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I read this book and I found it again. And I decided, because I found this in the bookstore, consignment shop, and I figured for a very reduced price, so I figured I'll just buy it again. But I can't tell you everything it says, because a lot of the books that are like that, like this, The Power of Now. This was good. All we have is really now. Let me see if I did underline something. I write in my books. I do. If you are present, there is never any need for you to wait for anything. So next time somebody says, sorry to have kept you waiting, you can reply, that's all right. I wasn't waiting. I was just standing here enjoying myself. Enjoy in myself. You may have many exciting experiences that money can buy, but they will come and go and always leave you with an empty feeling and the need for further physical or psychological gratification. You won't abide in being, and so feel the fullness of life now. That alone is true prosperity. I agree. That's what I'm talking about, Shawty. So I'm putting that away. I take care of my books. Okay, I don't want this one. How to accomplish twice as much in half the time at home and in the office. This is a book I just bought for a reduced price, but I don't need to rush anymore. This is a book, His Princess. This is something that spoke to me when I needed being, to be spoke to from a different angle. The woman who, I think her name is AJ. She's on Instagram. Elder. I'll call her Elder because she's like a big sister. I never connected with her, but I connected with her without even talking to her. So she would just like open a page and say, open to whatever. Like you praise. And whatever's on that page is for you on that day. Here we go. My princess, guard your mind. I want your mind fixed on me, my beloved. But I want even more from you. I desire great things for you. So I want you to guard your mind by making an aware list. All the things you watch, listen to, and read. Let me show you the things that can carry you away from your calling and destroy your dedication to me. Even your thoughts can be held captive by the ways of the world. I want to protect you, but I will never force you to listen to my spirit or make your mind dwell on what is true, pure, and right. The choice is yours, my love. You can have an abundant life, a blessed life, a life of influence for others to follow, or you can join the way of the world. Yeah, I, your God, am asking you today to let your mind dwell on me, and you will discover the kind of life you long to enjoy, not only now, but forever. Love your King, your peace of mind. I have more books. This one is Richard Wright, Rite of Passage. I found this somewhere, and you don't find Richard Wright books. You're not going to find them in the bookstore. So I found it, and I just said, let me grab that book before I never cease. African Storytelling by Yaya Sanko. Sanko. This is good. Different parts of the world. Native Son. Right? You already know. Another one. Okay. See? Look at that. And I got them together. Like, I got them at different times. So they were in the books in the bookstore. I got this one, Myths and Legends of Jamaica. Throwing water through windows and doors. Not only should one not sweep at night, but it is also forbidden to throw water through windows or doors. One historian believed the myth may have developed during slavery, as Bakra Massa had to come up with an idea to prevent peeping Toms who spied through keyholes at night. Jamaicans don't, for whatever reason, throw water through windows or doors at night. You might just throw water upon Duppy, spirit, one is often told. I wonder if the Duppy is good. Wearing of red. Somebody looking all scary. Look at that one. Look at the guy in the back looking all scary. Right, the guy wearing his red. Everybody worried. The wearing of full red may not have to do with any political leanings. The person who fits himself in full red could be keeping off evil forces. Red underwear, red dress, red tie head, and red shoes are indications that a person is wearing a guard. Ghosts are said to be afraid of red. A house painted in red is an uncommon sight and usually leads to curious onlookers. Now, myths and legends of Jamaica. Explore folktales. This is why I bought this book, so I could share this with you, but I just haven't sat down and really read these things to you, but I want to, but I'm going to reach out to the authors before I do that, because what I understand, as long as I give them credit, because this is by Byron Murray and Gillian Thorpe Murray. So what happened is, my mother told me when she was younger, they forbid them to wear red. I remember hearing some story like that. They forbid them to wear red. But when you think about it, when you see us in red now, ain't it powerful? When you see us in white, what a powerful thing. Can you imagine somebody telling you can't wear red? All right, my girl, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, right? This one is about her feminist book. This one I bought, and somebody bought me another copy. This one is by Brethren King Simon. Numbers are simple. I got a reading from him before. He's Jamaican background. We grew up together in Idrin. And he read me. Yeah, we did numbers together in person. So if you want to check him out, he's still doing readings. And J. California Cooper, yeah, she's another one. I don't remember her books, but I know her name. So I grabbed up her book. Yep. So, yeah, it's like, what does it say right here? Yeah, I don't think I've read any of her book yet. Yeah, I didn't read this book yet, but I grabbed it because I know her name. And see, I have another copy of this book. Remember I showed y'all the other copy, the house on Mango Street. I have to cut down my nails, so don't talk about my nails. The House on Mango Street by Sandra Cisneros. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Please forgive me. I never met her in person. I just got her book. All right. See, I have 2 copies of this book. It look like I have 2 copies. Yeah, 2 copies of this book. Somebody gave me one I think my daughter gave it to me, one of them for Christmas. And then I had my own copy already that I had already read. So I want to see if my copy has all kind of underlines. I wrote, love this. My girl, she can write. Why were we raised to speak in low tones about periods? Like, you get your period, and I guess you have to be like, to be filled with shame in your menstrual blood, and our menstrual blood happen to stain. To be filled with shame if our menstrual blood happened to stain our skirt. Periods are nothing to be ashamed of. Periods are normal and natural. And the human species would not be here if periods did not exist. I remember a man who said a period was like shit. Well, Sacred shit, I told him, because you wouldn't be here if periods didn't happen. Like everybody had to pass through blood. Whether they were brought here by way of a C-section, inside that amniotic sac is all kind of blood, nutrients and tissue, all kind of stuff you feed off of. And then all in the birth canal is just what keeps you alive while you're in there. All the blood helps you, keeps you nourished, keeps you nice and warm and cozy, right? And now it's considered something nasty. You imagine? You know who came up with that BS, right? But then there's other societies that talk about, and they, it's like they somewhat have it in certain societies, and then they exploit the woman at the same time. And like she has no brain, she has no say-so, she has nothing, like she has nothing to offer. Like she's brainless and she's just waiting for everybody else to tell her what to do. I love our sister. Let me see what else she says. People who are unkind and dishonest are still human and still deserve dignity. Property rights for rural Nigerian women, for example, is a major feminist issue. No. Yeah. And the women don't need to be good and angelic to be allowed their property rights. There is sometimes in the discourse around gender the assumption that women are supposed to be morally better than men. They are not. Women are as human as men are. Female goodness is as normal as female evil. And there are many women in the world who don't like other women. Female misogyny exists, and to evade acknowledging it is to create unnecessary opportunities for anti-feminists to try to discredit feminism. So, get your copy. Dear Ijeawele, or Feminist Manifesto and 15 Suggestions. I hope I pronounced the name correctly. Forgive me if I didn't. You know I love our sister, so don't play. Maya Angelou. The Heart of a Woman. Whew. My God. I made my way through the busy streets of Harlem, dressed in my best and wearing just enough makeup. Along the way, I received approval from lounging men or passerby. Hey, baby, let me go with you. Ooh, wee sugar, you look good to me. Let me be your little dog till your big dog come. And that's what I was telling this lady just the other day. If you ever need a boost in your self-esteem, go walk down a New York City street. They will let you know if you got it going on or you don't. Because brothers in New York love a black woman. And she was like, well, I grew up in California. It ain't like that. So, hey, California, y'all need to do better. Anyway. So I'm going to go. I have more books in the back, but this box is already full. And this one I got, this just tells you where to go and different places in Nigeria and places to go, all the places that probably don't exist anymore, because this book was $4.95 and the copyright date is 1977. So you know, a travel guide. You know this is old, but I bought that in the bookstore for no money. I had to grab it up. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Like I said, I was just here in my bookcase, just chilling, not even thinking about anything other than sharing my books and I hope you enjoyed that.